My wife and I live in a very small condominium, which means we also have a very small kitchen. Counter space is at a premium, so we decided to purchase an over-the-range microwave to replace the range hood that's currently there. This meant, of course, that I had to shorten the cabinet above the range hood in order to accommodate the microwave. So the first order of business was to remove the old cabinet. Instead of trying to modify the old cabinet, I decided to build a new one to the specifications that I needed. I started by ripping the parts I needed for the face frame. After cutting the parts the final length, I joined the parts using Festool dominoes, which is essentially a loose tenon joint. I marked all the joint locations and then created the mortises with the domino. Then it's just a matter of gluing in the dominoes and assembling the frame. I applied some clamps to draw the joints tight, and then I made sure the assembly was nice and square. To join the cabinet sides to the face frame, I cut grooves along the inside edge of the stiles. I did this by making multiple passes over the saw blade, adjusting the fence with each pass. I'm using Baltic birch plywood for the sides, so I just kept cutting the groove wider and wider until I got a nice tight fit. Here I'm just marking the thickness of the plywood on the stile to give me a guideline to shoot for. The next task is to cut the sides of the cabinet to their final size. I just used a little wood glue to fasten the cabinet sides to the face frame. To make sure this cabinet was ultra strong, I used 3/4 inch plywood for the back. After cutting it to size, I installed it using glue and screws. I installed some 1/4 inch strips to support the plywood bottom. After cutting the cabinet bottom to size, I tested the fit, and then I had to go back and notch it out to clear the ductwork in the cabinet for the microwave. I did this by making what's known as a pocket cut at the table saw. I adjust the fence to locate the side of the pocket over the blade. With the blade lowered, I place the workpiece on the saw against the fence, turn the saw on, and gradually raise the blade until it cuts through the workpiece, and carefully move the workpiece until you reach the layout lines for the end of the notch. I did install some 3/4 inch plywood cleats at the top and bottom, and this helps me keep the cabinet square, and it also provides a nice anchor point for screws when I attach the top and bottom. Then I installed the cabinet on the wall using the appropriate fasteners to support the microwave, and then installed the top and bottom. After installing the microwave, I made a cover to hide the vent. At some point in the near future, we're going to replace all the cabinet doors, and that'll give me the opportunity to build new doors for this cabinet.